Dear Pan Professor Lipkowski, dear Pani Eva, dear colleagues, dear friends, many thanks for kind invitation to the anniversary and to the conference on supramolecular chemistry devoted to Professor Lipkowski. I have the great pleasure and the great honor to send greetings, to send best wishes from Ukrainian chemists and from myself to Professor Lipkowski. First of all, I would like to read greeting from the Institute of Organic Chemistry, National Academy of Sciences of Ukraine. On behalf of the Institute of Organic Chemistry, National Academy of Sciences of Ukraine, we heartily congratulate you on the occasion of your anniversary. You are prominent, well-known scientist, one of the founders of the modern chemistry of inclusion compounds. Your contribution to physical and coordination chemistry, as well as to inclusion phenomena in chemistry of macrocyclic compounds, such as crown ethers, cyclodextrin, calixarins, provided basis for new strategies and directions of research in the field of supramolecular chemistry. Your brilliant papers and lectures are memorable and always gave inspiration for new ideas. We are proud of our friendship and fruitful scientific cooperation with you for many years. In the day of your anniversary, we wish you and your family good health, prosperity, inspiration, new achievements and happiness. Director of the Institute, corresponding member of NAS Mikhailo Volk, and Honorary Director of Institute Vitaly Kalchenko. After the official greeting, I would like to tell about the scientific cooperation and human relation of Professor Lipkowski with Ukrainian scientists. We met Janusz almost 40 years ago in Kyiv. He, young professor, deputy director of the Institute of Physical Chemistry from Warsaw, was a guest of our institute. At that time, there was an iron curtain, and collaboration with foreign scientists in Soviet Union was a rarity. Janusz interestingly talked about supramolecular chemistry and his X-ray structural research in the field of inclusion compounds. At that time, we started work with macrocyclic compounds and found joint interest in the research. An agreement on cooperation between our institution was signed and samples of compound for X-ray studies were transferred to Warsaw. Just a small comment. At that time, in the former Soviet Union, alcohol was prohibited. Despite the prohibition, the cooperation agreement was celebrated, and our cooperation successfully continues until now. Janusz also established scientific cooperation with many other Ukrainian academic institutes and universities. They are the Institute of Physical Chemistry in Kyiv, the Physico-Chemical Institute in Odessa, the Institute of Zinc Crystals in Kharkiv, Lviv National University, Lviv Polytechnic University, and other Ukrainian scientific organizations. I recall with a great respect the word of another famous Polish chemist from Lodz, academician Jan Michalski, a great friend of our institute. Back in Soviet time, he said that the historical goal of Ukraine should be Europe, and that our way to Europe lies through Poland. The current tragic events in Ukraine confirmed these prophetic words. Janusz Lipkowski, like Jan Michalski, made a huge contribution to helping Ukrainian scientists on their way to Europe. At the beginning of 19th, the last century, there was tragic time for Ukrainian science. Scientists did not receive salaries, lost their jobs, went to trade in bazaar. Janusz found grants for the work of Ukrainian scientists in his department, the department of Professor Wojciech Zielinkiewicz, and other department of the Institute of Physical Chemistry. He helped us survive difficult times, gain new knowledge and experience, and master new research methods. Some young people found their destiny in Poland and got a new motherland. By the way, my wife Olga also worked in Warsaw. Fortunately, she came back to Ukraine. At that time, there were no modern diffractometers in Ukraine, and X-ray diffraction analysis of chemical compounds synthesized by Ukrainian chemists was performed in the laboratory of Lipkowski in Warsaw. Janusz Lipkowski organized various conferences on supramolecular chemistry, inclusion phenomena in Poland and other countries. These were very authoritative conferences. Nobel laureate Jean-Marie Lehn was a regular plenary lectures at these conferences. Lipkowski always invited Ukrainian scientists to this conference, provided grants to Ukrainian lectures and Ukrainian young scientists. He introduced us to his numerous Western colleagues and friends, helped us to establish scientific cooperation. I am personally grateful to Janusz for introducing me to Tony Coleman. Tony gave me a postdoc grant in his lab in Lyon, and then, on his recommendation, I worked as an invited professor at the University Claude Bernard and École Normale Supérieure de Lyon. Later, the situation in Ukraine improved. A number of conferences on supramolecular chemistry and inclusion compounds were held in Kyiv, Odessa, Lviv, Kharkiv, and other cities of Ukraine with the assistance of Lipkowski and Professor Alexander Warnek from the University of Strasbourg. These conferences collected a large number of eminent scientists from all over the world and were held with great success. Several very interesting international conferences and workshops were held by Lipkowski together with his friend Sergei Andronati and Alexander Warnek in Crimea. Scientific cooperation was accompanied by excellent human relations. Allow me to show you some memorable photos of Lipkowski which related to Ukraine. Lipkowski was linked by scientific cooperation and long-term friendship with the director of the Physico-Chemical Institute in Odessa, academician Sergei Andronati. Lipkowski and his wife, Pani Eva, visited Kyiv many times. They were guests of the Institute of Organic Chemistry, and they were friends with the former director of academician Miron Lazinsky. Lipkowski liked Kyiv and was happy to visit historical places of this beautiful city. On this picture you see excursion of Lipkowski on Kyiv Independence Square. On this photo, Lipkowski is on beautiful St. Sophia Square near St. Mike Cathedral. By the way, the cathedral, like many other churches, were destroyed in the 30s of the last century and after rebuilt in the independent Ukraine. This is Janusz on the historical Volodymyr Hill, near the flowering chestnut tree, which is a symbol of Kyiv. We know that Janusz and Eva Lipkowski loved to travel, and they visited many beautiful places and historical places of Ukraine. This is Janusz and Eva in a memorial place of Ukrainians and Poles, the Lychakiv Cemetery in Lviv. In this photo, Janusz in the Livadia Palace in the Crimea. He is in a great mood, and let me to finish my speech with this cheerful photo. In conclusion, I would like to congratulate Janusz again, and these are roses for Janusz and Pani Eva from grateful Ukrainian chemist on occasion of the anniversary. Thank you very much for your kind attention.